What's up, community? It's Rafi here. Let's have a chat.
What's up, community? It's Rafi here. Let's have a chat.
Alright, can we comment for a second on how sexy my voice sounds? Thank you. Now that we move past that, let's get into some tips to help you feel more comfortable at the gym. But before we dive in, let me just make sure we understand that the tips can work pretty well for folks who are AFAB, trans folks who use lockers that correspond to their gender, or if you don't use lockers that correspond to your gender yet, or if that's something you may be exploring. It also works well for folks who are pre-op, or folks who don't even want to have any surgery at all, or even folks who are not comfortable exposing their bodies. All those scenarios and situations are valid. Also for the trans folks who are non-binary out there, I feel you and I see you. I'm also non-binary, so we're gonna get into the struggles of that a little bit later in the video. So let's go for tip number one. Tip number one is dress as much as you possibly can before hitting the gym and the locker. And I know that sounds like awful, but that's one of the things I do and it helps me. I usually just use my workout shirt and my top before I go to the gym, unless I'm using like a button-up shirt that's gonna get messed up in my bag. That's usually what I do because I feel comfortable enough to just take my pants down and undress in front of like cis guys at the gym. And how I feel comfortable about that is, actually I got this briefs, were really nice. I'll put the link in the description. And they have this little pouch here. So you basically put socks, I do, to pack because I can't work out with a packer. It's just like moves way too much. So once it's in there, it creates a nice pouch. I'm actually just gonna put it in my pants right now so you can see. It just slides right there. You got it there, boom. That's pretty nice, So it fools everybody. Gender fuckery. So yeah, I just keep my briefs on and then just put my pants and ready to go. It's better than trying to hide in the stall. And the other thing with stalls in men's lockers, I don't know about your gym, but my gym has way less stalls. So there's only like 2 stalls compared to 4 or 5 on women's locker. So that means there's usually guys in there who are doing their business and then I have to go after them to just change my shirt. Not cool. Alright, so tip number 2 is get to know your gym and get to know the staff of your gym. So what do I mean by that is find out what kind of policies your gym has when it comes to trans and gender non-conforming folks, and get to know the staff because it will come in handy in the future to make sure that they are there for you in case you need them, in case you feel unsafe, in case you need more support, right? So I'll give an example of my story with Blink Fitness. That's where I work out at. I've been advocating for them to create a third space, which would be a all gender locker space, and also to change some of their signs and make more private stalls and changing areas within their existing space to help folks who are trans and gender non-conforming. And I've had so far a good success in communicating with them, but I had to take the steps that I wasn't so happy about. I feel like I don't owe anybody an explanation of who I am, or I don't necessarily want to be out for everybody. But I took that step because I want them to create this space and I want them to do better. And I was also going from women's locker to the men's locker, and I didn't want to have any issues with the staff, either trying to stop me from going into the men's locker space. So I had to, in this case, disclose that I was trans. But it's been pretty good. I feel pretty safe going into the man's locker, even though it's not ideally my preferred space. So just consider that and find out more about your gym and talk to your staff. Okay, so now let's walk through what I personally do as far as my rituals to go from the locker space to the shower in the gym. So let's just pretend this is like the locker space, right? So I usually just go and take my pants off. Aha. Bet you want to see that, right? Just kidding. I come to the locker and then I grab my underwear. Discreetly, I usually just hang my sports bra inside my shirt like that, so it's not visible. Got like that. Got my underwear. Got my little towel. Usually the locker space is not close to the shower, so we gotta walk a little bit. Then we got into the showers, finally. So I'm gonna get into the shower. Here I am into the shower. So usually you will have some sort of a like hook on the outside of your shower space, or you will have something that you can drape clothes from. I have both, which helps, so I can put my clean clothes in the hook space outside of the shower. So I'll do that. If you don't have that, that's fine. You can just drape your clothes over like that. Yep. So then what I do, pretending my clothes are outside, I come in, close the curtains, make sure there's no cis police around, so I can feel comfortable. And then I'm gonna take my shirt off. Take my shirt off. Then take my sports bra. There we go. And now that's when the magic begins. So I'll take my shirt and I'll make a knot at one of the ends. Like that. Boom. So now you have like a little pouch where you can actually put your stuff in there. So I get my sports bra, I put it in there. I'll take my underwear, I put it in there. Just a reminder that I'm not wearing a packer. If I were wearing a packer, this would be like pretty heavy, and I don't know if this would work with such weight. So I just stay there and make sure the weight is distributed. Just go and drape it over there. Boom. There you go. Stays nice and tight. And then you can just have your shower, like everything's good. Then when you're done, you just take your clean clothes and just walk back. So I hope this video was helpful to you. If there are any other tips that you do yourself that you would like to share, I would love to hear them. And yeah, I guess I'll see you folks soon. Bye.